I'm Charlotte, and this is Chatting with Charlotte, where I share conversations, life hacks, and inspiration to help you on your healing journey from childhood trauma. So a couple of months ago, I was in Austin at Shoreline Church, and I shared part of my story at Celebrate Recovery. But before the meeting started, I had this awesome opportunity to speak with this young woman who wanted to know several things about what it was like to write my story, because she wants to write her story. And so that got me thinking about the process of writing your story. And I wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about the most important thing to determine before you decide to do that. And that is, are you ready? Are you ready to do that? So how do you know if you're ready? Because, I wrote my story like 22 years ago, and it was just kind of everything that had happened to me. And there was other things thrown in there, but it was very detailed, and it was very excruciating for people to read. And I didn't ever do anything with it because I learned very quickly that that's really not what people want to know or read. And it was really more of an autobiography than it was a memoir. So that's the first thing you have to decide. Are you going to write an autobiography, or are you going to write a memoir? Now, a memoir is different because it focuses on a theme. It focuses on one aspect of your life, one aspect of, in this case, your healing, so that people come away from it knowing about one certain process, one certain aspect of your healing. And it's not just talking about everything that happened to you. And in my book, my theme is how I finally, my journey to accept God's unconditional love, and how His constant presence in my life helped me get through all of the things that I went through. So that's my thing, but that may not be yours. But it's important as you sit down and you're thinking about, okay, I want to tell my story, people need to hear what happened to me. The first question you need to ask yourself, are you doing this for you, or are you doing it for the reader? And if the answer to that question is you're doing it for yourself, then it might be a good idea to go ahead and write it if you are connected to a strong support system, and if you are in therapy and you have a way of processing all the different things that will come up, because it's hard. And if you're still in the middle of the real intense part of your healing, writing a memoir may not be the best idea, because it can send you down a pit that will be very difficult to climb out of. So my caution to you is to not engage in telling your story and writing your story when you're still in the throes of really intensive healing. The second thing I want to say is that when you do get to the point of writing your memoir, be sure you have a strong support system that knows what you're doing, that can pray for you on the moment. This was a mistake I made early on in writing my memoir, because I thought, well, I'm healed, I can do this, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I would talk to Angel, she would come here and sit on the couch, and I would tell her my story, and then she would leave and I would write. Yeah, well, I found out really quickly that, as I shared on Monday, there are things that got triggered that had not been triggered for a really long time, and that inner child was not happy that I was going back and talking about all the things that happened. So a really dear friend of mine, Cheryl Luke, suggested that I get a prayer group going, and so I did. And it was a texting group. And every time I started to write, I said, I'm writing now, and would ask for specific things. If I was having difficulty going to sleep because of things that were coming up, I would ask them to pray for me. So, and that was very vital, and it really shifted how I felt. So get a very strong support group. And finally, at least for right now, what I would caution you is to pace yourself. and to take your time to make sure that what you're sharing is relevant to what your theme is. And it's kind of important to do an outline. I did that and had about 20 of them because I kept not being able to focus. So get someone that you can trust that can help you focus. So it's about not doing this in isolation. That is the key. You have to have people that you're going to be willing to share the bits and pieces with. You have to have people that are going to support you and pray for you. And you need to be sure that you're ready to do it. So those are just a couple, 2 or 3 things that kind of came up for me. And it is important to get your story out there. And I encourage you to pray about it, to think about it, and to talk to people that are supporting you and see if it is the time to do that. And I just wanted to share some of those things. I may share a little bit more in a more formal setting in a few days or next month, but I really just wanted to put that out there today, that those are the things to think about before you decide to share your story. So I don't want you to get, railroaded back to a place that you can't get out of very quickly. So it's really important to me that you stay healthy, that you stay on the track, and that you get the support that you need. So if some of you are thinking of writing, which I think is great, just, think about the things I said today. And if you like what you saw today, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. You can check out more information about me and my story at charlottethomason.com. And you can purchase my book by going to charlottethomason.com/Amazon. You can leave a review by going to charlottethomason.com/review. And I would appreciate all of that. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye now.